बहुत मुश्किल काम होता है, स्पेशली दिस थिंग। बोलते जरूर है लेकिन रियल सेंस में मोटिवेट नहीं होते। तो पर लेकिन हमें बराबर कोशिश करते रहना चाहिए। वही हमारा अटेम्प्ट है। और यूनिवर्सिटीज ऐसी जगह हैं जहाँ पर सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है कि हम लोग बोलते भी हैं, ये लोग प्रैक्टिस भी करें। यार मैनी यूनिवर्सिटी आजकल ये कर रही हैं कि जब बच्चे का एडमिशन होता है या स्कूल का होता है तो दे ऑफर सीडलिंग और भेजते हैं। इस साल अगेन यूपी गवर्नमेंट ने 35 करोड़ प्लांटेशन का कर रहे हैं। और अराउंड 90 लाख दे हैव आस्क्ड कि यूनिवर्सिटीज और कॉलेजेस प्लांट करेंगे विद जियो टैग। तो इट इज़ गुड अटेम्प्ट। जियो टैग हो जाएगा। जियो टैग के आगे मेंटेनेंस इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग। लेकिन प्रॉब्लम यही होता है कि वो सीडलिंग भी दे रहे हैं लेकिन जो इंडिविजुअल जिस सीडलिंग को चाहते हैं, सैपलिंग को चाहते हैं, स्पेशली नेट, वो नहीं मिल पाता। सो दैट वे वी हैव टू थिंक कि हम लोग को क्या किया जाए। तो अभी स्टार्ट करते हैं थोड़ी देर में मैडम।
जियो टैगिंग तो आप कर देंगे, लेकिन जरा ख्याल रखिएगा कि रिपोर्ट्स क्या आ रही हैं।
श्योर श्योर।
और मैडम कैसे हैं आप?
हम
आप कैसे हो इनका? आवाज आ रही है? आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही। हम्म।
Singh sir, should we start the session?
स्टार्ट कर दीजिए। लोग कीप ऑन ज्वाइनिंग करते रहेंगे।
Okay. So, good morning to all the most valued, distinguished guests of honors, dignitaries, HOIs, faculty members, and students from different departments. With the blessings of Honorable Founder President Sir, motivation from Honorable Chancellor Sir, and guidance and support from Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am, Amity School of Natural Resource and Sustainable Development, under the aegis of Amity University and in collaboration with the domain of natural resource and environmental science, has organized a number of online and offline activities throughout the One Utsav week from 1st to 7th July and on 11th July also. As you all know, One Mahotsav festival envisages generation enthusiasm, responsibility, environmental conscious among all the sections of the society on the vital role played by the trees for maintaining ecological balance, combating climate change, and supporting biodiversity and livelihoods. Tree planting has become a cornerstone of many environmental campaigns in the recent years. As discussed in our inaugural webinar of Vanamotsav on 1st July, plantation of right kind of species and its maintenance is a very essential in any plantation program. Even in documentary series we had showcased on 2nd July, we emphasized the need for plantation of native indigenous species and adaptation of innovative plantation techniques like Miyawaki. Unlike exotic or non-native species, native trees support local birds, insects, animals, helping preserve the natural balance of ecosystem. Plantation of native trees species outside of traditional forest areas can significantly contribute to both sustainable livelihoods, biodiversity conservation by providing resources, improving the degraded lands, and creating habitats. These plantations can support local communities by offering different kinds of items like timber, fuel wood, fodder, NTFPs, and also enhancing the ecological functions like carbon sequestration and water regulations. The choice between native and exotic species in plantation practices has sparked considerable discussion among ecologists, foresters, and policymakers. Scholars and practitioners have long debated the merits and drawbacks of using native versus exotic species in afforestation and reforestation efforts. To address this concern today, we have organized talk series on this very important topic, role of plantation of native species for sustainable livelihood and biodiversity conservation outside forest area. And it's our great honor and privilege to have with us our distinguished eminent speakers who have worked on this particular aspect and contributed to biodiversity conservation, ecological restoration, and community empowerment. Before we start this session, I would now call upon Dr. Vartika Singh, Assistant Professor, AIGWS, to deliver the welcome address and extend a warm greetings to all our esteemed guests, participants, and dignitaries who have joined this particular session. Over to you, Vartika, ma'am.
Thank you, Lolita ma'am. Good morning and very warm welcome to everyone. I, Dr. Vartika Singh, Assistant Professor at Amity Institute of Global Warming and Ecological Study, extend my heartfelt welcome to all of you. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this Speak talk series on the occasion of One Mahotsav. The theme of today's event, role of plantation of native species for sustainable livelihood and biodiversity conservation outside forest area, is very important for all of us who care about nature and for our future. We are deeply honored to have with us some very experienced and respected guests who have worked for many years to protect forests, plant trees, and spare awareness about the environment. A very warm welcome to Professor Dr. S.P. Singh, retired IFS officer, Director ASNRSD and AIGIRS, and Domain Head NRES. Dr. Singh is not only a respected academic and retired forest officer, but also a person who has personally led many plantation drives. He truly believes in saving earth and his actions speak louder than words. His passion for native tree plantation and his motivation to involve young minds in protecting nature make him a role model for all of us. Welcome, sir. It is a great honor to have with us today Professor Chandradeep Tandon, Additional Pro Vice Chancellor and Dean Faculty of Biosciences and Biotechnology, Amethi University, Noida, Uttar Pradesh, and also Dean Faculty of Science, Amethi University, Punjab. Professor Tandon is a strong pillar to support for all green sustainability initiative at Amethi. He inspired countless scholars and students to contribute meaningful to environment protection. We are truly privileged to have such a visionary and committed leader among us. Welcome, sir. We also welcome Mr. R.K. Srivastava, sir, retired IFS officer, former Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Manipur, a leader in forest conservation in Northeast. Mr. R.K. Srivastava, 1985 batch of IFS from Manipur. He served for various posts, some important posting in Government of India at Manipur, Assistant Inspector General of Forest, MOEFCC, Chief Conservator of Forest Manipur, Additional PCCF, Government of Manipur, Director Project Elephant, MO, EFCC, PCCF, Government of Manipur, Advisor, National Highway Authority of India. Mr. Srivastava worked in biodiversity conservation, joint forest management, people participation, and elephant conservation in India. Welcome, sir. We are also pleased to welcome Dr. Gopa Pandey, ma'am. We are deeply honored to welcome Dr. Gopa Pandey, ma'am, retired IFS officer, former Principal Chief Conservator of Forest, Madhya Pradesh, and one of the most respected name in Indian forestry. Dr. Pandey belongs to 1982 batch of the Indian Forest Services MP cadre and famous as the Green Queen in India. She has several important positions during her career, such as professor at IGNFA, Dehradun, CEO, Ecotourism Development Board, Madhya Pradesh, Chief Conservator of Forest Planning MP, additional PCCF MP. She holds a PhD in botany from Banaras Hindu University, and her work has mainly focused to joint forest management, community participation, and women empowerment in the forest conservation. With her deep knowledge and commitment, Dr. Pandey has represented India on global platform, FAO, and as a member of a technical advisor group of World Bank. Dr. Pandey's career is a truly inspiration for anyone who wish to work for nature, forest, and communities. We are proud to have her with us today. Welcome, ma'am. We are pleased to welcome Dr. R.K. Sapra, a senior Indian Forest Service officer, 1982 batch from Haryana cadre, who has a vast experience in forest management and conservation. Dr. Sapra has worked in many key positions throughout his career. He served as a divisional head in different forest division of Haryana and also the managing director of Haryana Forest Development Corporation. He is known for his strong contribution of forest protection, afforestation, and community-based forest. Some of highlights of his careers including leading a forestation project on government and private land, monitoring and evaluating forest conservation efforts, managing financial operation related to forest and forestry staff, handling legal matters such as forest-related court case and labor issues, promoting women empowerment through self-help groups and livelihood activities. Welcome, Sapra sir. We are honored to have such as experienced and knowledge experts with us today. Let us together celebrate Van Mahotsav, not just a festival of planting tree, but as a movement towards the restoration, ecology, balance, and empowering communities through native green cover. Let us all hand together to protect nature, plant native trees, and make our world greener and better. Now I request Dr. S.P. Singh sir for opening remarks, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr.
Dr. S.P. Singh,
Vartika.
sir. Ji.
Briefly introducing all the resource person. At the outset, I welcome all the resource person who has really worked in the field for more than 30 years and have a very much experience that of the forestry, what kind of plantation should be done, and how the forest is linked with the sustainable livelihood and biodiversity conservation. In fact, during somebody will say why this topic has been taken during Van Mahotsav, because I just want to communicate that why we have to plant the native plants and biotic. It is generally observed during this time, just people become very crazy and getting the exotic plants from different nurseries, and they are not aware what kind of benefit or what kind of adverse impacts are there. So I think this is the forum which may able to communicate to very large extent that why we are talking about the native. Generally, we just can say that very easily, if we use the native plants, it really will create healthier ecosystem, which is more resilient, and we develop a harmonious relationship between people and natures. But at the same time, there are also two things are linked. If we want a forest to grow, we have to link with sustainable livelihood and biodiversity conservations. There are certain examples. Now, I can give you one example. One tree is called Conocarpus erectus. As you will find each and everybody, if you go to urban area, you go to roadside, people are getting much attracted because of the some region is a very fast growth, is a green, and interestingly is a mangrove, and it can grow anywhere. So we are very happy that it's coming very fine. But now, if just take the example of Andhra Pradesh, already some adverse impact this species has shown, and now this is almost banned by the people. So, therefore, the people should be aware why we require to plant a native native plants. So, I think this is the forum which will really discuss and will hold light to disseminate the information, the significance, ecological significance of the native plants. So keeping this view in mind, we will interact. And now I request Dr. Lalita, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we are going to start our talk series, and it's our very privilege to have with us our eminent speakers. I'm thankful to Vartika ma'am for introducing all our important dignitaries who have spared their valuable time to address our audience. And it's a great privilege to have with us in this talk series. So we'll be starting our talk series with our first eminent speaker, Mr. R.K. Srivastava sir, former Principal Conservator Forest, Manipur. I'll request sir to kindly address his note on this particular topic. Over to you, sir.
Unmute, please.
R.K. Srivastava ji hai?
Sir, he is there.
Okay.
Hello.
Sir, you're
Yes.
audible, sir?
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. S.P. Singh and the entire Amity University for inviting me to present my views on this subject. It's a very relevant subject and very useful to all of us, particularly to the students in the Amity University who will be carry forward the legacy of the forestry. So first of all, I would like to begin with the National Forest Policy 1988, which has set a target of to bring 1/3 of the geographical area of the country under forest and tree cover. During the 1960s to 1980s period, forest and tree cover was showing a negative trend, largely due to prevailing extreme poverty among the forest dwellers and scheduled tribe communities and their heavy dependence on forest resources to meet their basic needs. However, due to constant efforts by the governments as well as the local communities and the tribal people, this trend reversed. And during the decade 1990 to 2000, forest cover in the country grew at the rate of 0.2% annually. And it further increased to 0.7% during the decade 2000 to 2010. As per India State of Forest Report 2020-23, by Forest Survey of India, country's forest and tree cover is estimated at 8,27,357 square kilometer, which corresponds to 25.17% of the geographical area of the country. Thus, we are still far away from our stated target of 33%. Tree plantation / afforestation is a major activity to increase forest and tree cover. Central and state governments are taking up afforestation programs through various schemes. Public and private industries and other sectors are also taking up tree plantation, mostly outside the forest area. However, involvement of the farmers and local communities is extremely important to reach the goals set by the National Forest Policy, as well as to provide a livelihood support to the people living in and around the forest areas. Agro and farm forestry are successful in limited areas such as Punjab, Haryana, Western UP, coastal Andhra Pradesh. Farmers have generally taken up plantations along the boundaries of their agriculture field. Exotic tree species like eucalyptus, poplar, bamboo, etc. are preferred by farmers as these are fast growing species and get good prices in the local market. There is an urgent need to diversify plantation models by combining agriculture, tree plantation, animal husbandry, so that these components supplement each other and we have a micro ecosystems which is beneficial ecologically also as well as the financially also. Non-timber, unfortunately, we have been basically concentrating on the timber and the wood products. However, NTFPs are high value, low volume products and which will go a long way in providing livelihood support to local communities. Sericulture, horticulture, cultivation of medicinal and aromatic plants, mushroom cultivation, honey and lac cultivation can be easily combined with the tree plantation activities, which will become very much beneficial and also be very useful ecologically also. Better organic techniques like organic farming, Miyawaki, and other forestry techniques, biological control of pests and diseases, bamboo and cane plantation may also be combined with other local traditional handicrafts and the other skills. This will add the value to the products which is raised and also retain the traditional skills. Private plantations may also be provided facilities which are as present given to the agriculture sector, such as minimum support price for the forest produce. Second is concessional supply of inputs like seeds, organic manures, etc. Crop insurance on the lines of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana should be extended to the tree plantation activities also. Sorry, micro credit facilities to farmers through schemes like Kisan Credit Card and other short-term loans will also be very beneficial. Agro and farm forestry models are complex and multidisciplinary subjects. In my opinion, the central government should urgently establish an Indian Institute of Agro and Farm Forestry. It should take up multiple activities such as development of agro and farm forestry models, combination of agriculture, tree plantation, fisheries, poultries, duckery, apiary, etc. for different climatic models and different edaphic conditions. Take up market research for timber and other forest products, including prices of the forest produce, demand and supply of these products, optimum utilization of the different part of components, because particularly it has been seen that in case of China, I think they are using the different parts of the bamboo for the different purposes. Instead of selling the bamboo as a whole, if we can segregate them and if we can sell them to the appropriate, we can get a much higher return. And this we can do this market research inside the country and also outside the country also. Development of extension models and literature, including online systems to reach out to farmers and other plantation agencies to resolve their small but very vital queries. Because at present they do not know whom to approach and how to do it. Research and training in the various disciplines of the plantation activities, availability of the quality inputs at reasonable prices for the plantation. State Forest Department should also be closely associated with this institute and the field units, perhaps at the level of division or even better at the range level. The field units should be established so that they can reach out to the ultimate beneficiaries and resolve their queries and help them with the modern techniques and the models. These are some of the items I wanted to state from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for this enlightening and informative information that you shared with us. You have highlighted on important schemes and programs undertaken by the government and different organizations, state government, for promoting the native plantation in India and in promoting the plantation for programs throughout the states. Thank you very much, sir, for sparing your valuable time for us. Thank you. Now our next speaker is Dr. Gopa Pandey, ma'am, former Principal Conservator of Forest, Madhya Pradesh. Ma'am is from 1982 MP cadre, and she's also known as Green Queen of India in IGNFA publications. She has held various positions in the MP and government of in Madhya Pradesh and government of India. Some of the important assignments were Professor Indira Gandhi Forest Academy, Dehradun, CEO Ecotourism Development Board, Chief Conservator Forest Planning Madhya Pradesh, OSD RCV, Noraha Academy of Administration, and additional PCCF and PCCF Madhya Pradesh. Ma'am has also been associated in FAO consultancies to document different kinds of important projects. Now, I'll request ma'am to kindly share her views and her experiences with the audience. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I must congratulate MIT University for organizing this wonderful program for 11 days. And I find from the timetable attached to the mail, it's very ambitious and will be infusing good ideas of urban plantations in the students and teachers together. This concept of Van Mahotsav is celebrated. It was brought up by Kanhaiya Munshi in 1950. He was Honorable Minister of Agriculture. At that time, forestry was in the Agriculture Ministry, part of Agriculture Ministry. And it is, I tell you, Van Mahotsav is really celebrated in schools and colleges to a great extent, to inculcate the idea of urban plantation in the students themselves. When they go back to their families, they share the values and ideas with their parents, their neighbors, their friends, everybody around. Maybe Kamwali Bai is also informed about this pious celebration of a week starting from July 1. Actually, July 1 also starts the forestry year all over the country. And this is sort of flagging the idea of green urban spaces, which are infusing. I'm happy that MIT has underlined the urban word in that. Okay, now we as Indians always try to find sustainability in every motive, every issue we undertake. So that is a very good and ecologically sound way of striking balance between our ideas, our implementations, and the results. So sustainable livelihood. We also seek livelihood in everything. Behind everything, it should be connected to livelihood, right? So sustainable livelihood emanating from our urban plantations and biodiversity conservation combined. So that gives a holistic view of ecologically acceptable system for our country to get into the benefits and let these benefits percolate down to the people who are living in and around. In today's urban establishments, you might have noticed that there's a lot of migration from agriculture sector from villages to urban areas, especially in construction industry or other enterprises which where the demand of HR is very big. And these they come as unskilled laborers and are kept or they are sort of organize the people who bring them, they organize very pathetic conditions for them to live. The habitat they are offered is really pathetic. So if we can just
switch on to what are the outside forest areas for taking up plantations. Agro-ecosystems, they are addressed by the policy laid by Government of India recently. So a few years back, they chalked down the policy on agroforestry and how agriculture can support the plantation. We have all seen, and I have my honorable friend, batchmate Mr. Sapra, Dr. Sapra will really highlight how the revolution in agriculture systems through plantations have taken over, and they are glutting the market with their poplar plywoods and all that. Well, then we come to urban plantations, which include the green lungs, which are best suitable with the Miyawaki plantations, as Dr. Srivastav has already pointed out. Miyawaki plantations are ecologically sustainable and very native to the area where they are taken. So if we can just introduce it on small scales to give oxygen lungs to the community residing around, it will be wonderful. Now, then we have the roadside, rail side, this side, that side, although it is, if we drive through the massive NHAI network of roads in the country, we still find the roadside plantations just struggling to stand by, and they are really not up to the mark. And most of the places are devoid of such initiative, which is a mandatory component in the plantation whole project of NHAI. But there was a time when they wanted to decide that 2% of the total investment in roads will be diverted to the plantation. That was somewhere in October 2015. This initiative was there, the component is there, the funds are set aside, yet we are not getting the kind of Shesha Suri's roadside plantations which were taken up in his time, and along the Grand Trunk Road we can still find the remnants of that initiative, which was such a grand idea. So why can't we have those dense native species with fruits on it, and then various valued NTFPs on it, which can serve as shade-bearing trees to give some rahat to the passerbys or the drivers or the people who are using the road network, and at the same time, the local communities may be benefited by the outcomes or the productions of this kind of plantation. Then we have private lands. Well, nowadays when we enter any city, any closed campus colony, right from Punjab, Haryana and up to Kerala, we find plantations inside, and how those private entrepreneurs who are raising the colonies, how they could get the plants so healthy and so vibrating. It's a wonderful thing, but sad at the same time that most of our what was that smart city concept, they have planted off and on the xeric species, the desert species of palms and all along the highways, or trying to put it on the interjecting road dividers and over those areas where it is just not able to survive. I think I have seen most of the, at least 50% of palm species planted in those areas where it's moist deciduous forest basically through the soil and the climate. And still the palm species or the desert xeric species are planted to just spoil the whole landscape. Its biodiversity, its soil composition, everything is drenched out of the system. So this is a very sad development, and we should not encourage it. Rather try to
advise the people who are running the smart city projects that, see, this is not done. This is not the area where palms are welcome. The program has a component, no trees in, you should know the trees already planted in Amity University campus. That is a very good initiative to educate the people, especially the students. I say people because I want even the teachers and the staff members and the people who are working in ministerial positions in the offices, they should all have a feel of what is to be planted and what is already planted. So I request the Amity authorities that if there is a scope of additional plantation in those areas on the college campus, on the university campus, you should take it immediately. This is the time to get some native species and introduce in those vacant areas wherever possible, so that the whole system can take up its own shape and the ecosystem services can serve well. Coming to ecosystem services, the provisioning and supporting services of trees are well known to all of us. So there's no dearth of products which the trees are offering. So why not link it to the sustainability of livelihoods in the vicinity of such plantations, where people can just harvest the products and use it for their additional income to whatever they are doing. I'm sure they are not going to live wholly upon the products of trees. And that's not justified. Also in the 21st century, we are still expecting some of the social sectors to depend on the products of the trees. But at the same time, I think it is an additional income, especially on the highways and even on the city roads, the district roads or the rural roads. The curtain of bamboo is a very good idea, which has already been adapted by some of the highway portions in the country. And bamboo, as you know, every 4 years it is giving you cash. So why not, as Dr. Srivastava has also pointed out, why not take every component of bamboo, which is saleable, from pickles to baskets and roofs and floors, you know. IWST has already just innovated these components from bamboo. It has various uses, and bamboo grows in all the areas drastically. We should encourage the growth of bamboo to make a curtain to the rural pictures or the villages, so that it is soothing to the eyes as well as useful to the people who are living in the vicinity of such plantations. Also, Dr. Srivastava has mentioned right kind of species, and we all know what are the right kind of species, and we have a weakness of picking up the fast growing and beautiful looking, the avenue planting trees. Often we are just attracted by the superficial attractions of such species. Fast growing also, because it is not attacked by mostly the cattle, which are the menace for such plantations. And it just grows and shows the result very fast. So we'll keep it aside. We have Dom Talamy, a professor in Delaware University in the US, who has worked a lot on the ecosystems for native species. So the support, the native species support the biodiversity, and you know, the insects, the type of insects coming to the native species will be eliminated if we just plant khajur or tar or palms or arekas in these areas, and they will be washed off or just become extinct to those areas. So the insects are very important in the sense they not only introduce various kinds of biodiversity conservation issues, the benefits, but also attract bird species, which are the great pollinators for such domestic or native species planted in such areas. The advantages are their role in supporting the population, insect population, and finally leading to the increase and variety in the diverse variety in the bird population. Then resilience and adaptability is more with native species. As you know, if you bring somebody native, he is more adaptable and he has more resilience in the system where he belongs to. But if you put a foreigner in that ecosystem, naturally the resistance to change and resistance to adaptability is very high. So most likely it will not serve the purpose we are all looking for. Should be suited to the local climate, the soil type, and all the ecosystem components, the weather, which are suitable for the growth of such species. With the Rhys Darke, they have written a book, co-authored the book Living Landscape. We all are going from ecosystem concept to landscape concept, which is a mix of the local and very, very diverse kind of transitory ecosystems. And this living landscape, the book must be read in the, I think MIT must be having this book, which really talks about the latest concepts of developing living landscapes. And then, functional and ecologically valuable landscape, which it shouldn't be just a landscape to attract some kind of aesthetic value or the just the that is cultural values of ecosystem services, but also it should be beneficial in terms of monetized value, like it should be serving the purpose of getting something. So a few books, Bringing Nature Home, Nature's Best Hope, I think these are good ones coming from University of Delaware in the US, and it should be procured and should be read to understand the concept. It's not something which we can borrow or which we can import and implement on our soil, but the concept is good and it is discussed in the whole wholesome package of the ecosystem. I think some kind of discussion would have been better, but thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to pass my time of 20 minutes. I'm sorry for that. And please go ahead. Wish you all the best for having a very colorful Van Mahotsav celebration. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for such a thought-provoking and such an insightful address on the issues related to the plantation in these different plantation programs. You have highlighted on challenges and issues of plantation in the TOF areas and initiative taken by government to address these issues. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time. And you will be happy to know that in Amity during the Van Mahotsav, we have taken several initiatives to increase the native plantation around the campus also. In fact, during this week also, we'll be doing some ceremonial plantation and distribute plants to the faculty members and students to increase the plantation programs even in their locality. Now we'll move on to our next speaker. It's our privilege and honor to have with us Dr. R.K. Sapra sir, former Principal Chief Conservator of Forest, HOFF Haryana. Sir is 1982 batch of Indian Forest Service, Haryana cadre with extensive experience in forest management and conservation. He served as divisional head in various forest divisions in Haryana and also held the position of managing director of Haryana Forest Development Corporation. He has been involved with the State Expert Appraisal Committee in Haryana. He is member of various committees related with plywood industry, agroforestry, and writing various technical articles on the subject of agroforestry, TOF, plywood industries in the the country, and is also in advisory role in the panel of MOFCC in the field of agroforestry and plywood industry. Now, I would request Sir to kindly address on this occasion. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, madam. First, I will thank Dr. S.P. Singh and your Amity University for giving me a opportunity to share my views. And Madam, just am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Madam, just I will request your person to share my presentation I have just given to Dr. S.P. Singh.
Okay, sir.
जस्ट तो मैडम मैं जस्ट इतना ही कहना चाहूंगा कि जब भी मुझे हरियाणा कैडर मिला तो एक सवाल बार बार पूछा गया कि आप हरियाणा में क्या करते हो, जंगल तो है ही नहीं वहां पर। तो मैडम 30 साल जो हमने हरियाणा में किया वो ट्री आउटसाइड फॉरेस्ट ही किया जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि जंगल नहीं थे। जंगल 3% एरिया थे और 3% एरिया में भी रेल रोड कैनाल शामिल थे, जिसको कि बाकी स्टेट जंगल नहीं मानती, हरियाणा पंजाब वाले अपने जंगल मानते हैं। मैडम ये पूरे स्क्रीन पे लाएंगे इसको, प्रेजेंटेशन को। मैडम प्रेजेंटेशन तो है बट पूरे स्क्रीन पर नहीं है ये।
You can manage on your own laptop also. That is
मैडम मेरे से
easier.
अगर होता तो फिर मैं आपको कष्ट देता ही नहीं ना।
We are doing it, sir. 1 second, sir.
हाँ, एक दफा जरा प्रेजेंटेशन मोड में आप ले आए। तो मैडम हरियाणा कैडर मिला तो ट्री आउटसाइड फॉरेस्ट पे ही काम करने का मौका मिला। बाकी 2 स्पीकर ने काफी कुछ मेरा काम हल्का कर दिया है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। मैडम बेसिकली हमारे कंट्री में 23% एरिया में जंगल है जो रिकॉर्डेड फॉरेस्ट एरिया है। जंगल जो है बेसिकली जब तक 1988 फॉरेस्ट पॉलिसी नहीं आई थी, ये हमारी टिम्बर की डिमांड पूरा करता था, वुड बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीज की रॉ मटेरियल की डिमांड पूरा करता था। 1988 में जब पॉलिसी आई तो पॉलिसी में ये कह दिया कि वुड बेस्ड इंडस्ट्री अपनी रॉ मटेरियल खुद इंतजाम करेंगी और डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप फार्मर्स के साथ करेंगी। तो 88 के बाद हमने जो रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ली थी रॉ मटेरियल सप्लाई करने को इंडस्ट्री की, वो फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट ने धीरे धीरे बंद कर दी और सारी रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी किसानों के पास आ गई। तो किसानों के पास जब आई तो किसानों को बेसिकली एक्सटेंशन का काम जो किया वो हमारे स्टाफ ने किया। हरियाणा पंजाब जिन स्टेट में जंगल नहीं था उनके जो ऑफिसर थे दे वर्क लाइक एनजीओज। वो गए टेक्निकली, पहले उन्होंने खुद समझा, फिर जहां पर उनका इन्फ्लुएंस था उन फार्म लैंड्स में, उन पंचायत लैंड्स में प्लांटेशन किया और उसका डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन इफेक्ट हुआ। और जब फार्मर को पैसा मिलना लग गया तो एक्सटेंशन अपने आप तेज होता चला गया। तो इनिशियली बहुत मेहनत की है, दैट इज द रीजन कि इन स्टेट्स में हरियाणा पंजाब में एनजीओज नहीं है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज। मैडम अगर आप देखेंगे तो जो ट्रीज हैं या तो वो जंगल में हैं, जंगल इट इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय द फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट, और वो आजकल इकोलॉजिकल सिक्योरिटी के लिए, कंट्री की इकोलॉजिकल, उसको बायोडाइवर्सिटी कंजर्वेशन के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं, इकोलॉजिकल सिक्योरिटी के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं, क्लाइमेट चेंज इतना हो रहा है उसके अगेंस्ट यूज कर रहे हैं। तो फॉरेस्ट आर मेंट फॉर नाउ द इकोलॉजिकल सिक्योरिटी या लाइवलीहुड ऑफ द पुअर फेलो, दोज हु आर लिविंग इन द फ्रिंज एरियाज नियर बाय विलेजेस, दे आर कलेक्टिंग द non timber forest produce from that area. And second is the your in urban areas, आपको गार्डन में पेड़ मिलेंगे, आपको अर्बोरेटम में पेड़ मिलेंगे। और तीसरा जो रूरल एरियाज में है वो एग्रो फॉरेस्ट्री है। अगर आप देखेंगे मैडम तो हमारा टोटल करीब करीब 9.4% एरिया टीयूएफ में है हमारे कंट्री का। जो अभी हमारी 2023 की रिपोर्ट रिलीज हुई है तो 9.4% एरिया इज अंडर टीयूएफ, जिसमें आपकी एग्रो फॉरेस्ट्री 4% है, बाकी जो है उसमें दूसरी कम्युनिटी लैंड्स हैं और उसमें अर्बन एरियाज है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। मैडम रोल ऑफ ट्रीज जो है वो बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है। जितनी ये आपका ये पॉल्यूशन, मेन काम तो आजकल शहरों में इसका काम पॉल्यूशन को कंट्रोल करना ही रह गया, एयर पॉल्यूशन का। तो जो हमारी हार्मफुल गैसेस हैं, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड तो मेन कंसंट्रेशन है ही है। इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन से, व्हीकल से, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड, नाइट्रस ऑक्साइड, थर्मल प्लांट वगैरह से सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड, ये सारी निकल रही हैं। ये ट्री ही इनको एब्जॉर्ब करने का काम करते हैं। और प्लस में जो सस्पेंडेड पार्टिकुलेट मैटर्स है वो इनकी जो लीव्स है ट्रीज की वो उसको ट्रैप करती है, तो वो भी उसको क्लीन कर रहे हैं। और दूसरा जो हमें ऑक्सीजन चाहिए हवा सांस लेने के लिए, यही एक सबसे बड़ा गिफ्ट है नेचर का कि पेड़ हार्मफुल गैसेस को एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं और जो ऑक्सीजन हमें चाहिए वो छोड़ते हैं। दूसरा आजकल टेम्परेचर, आजकल हर जगह, इन यूरोप का मैं पढ़ रहा था, यूरोप में ही आजकल हीट वेव चली हुई है। हमारे यहाँ भी हीट वेव इतनी ज्यादा है कि 50 डिग्री को टेम्परेचर टच कर रहा है। तो ये जो बेसिकली जहां ज्यादा पेड़ होते हैं वो आपकी एयर टेम्परेचर्स को भी कम करते हैं, नॉइज लेवल को भी 50% तक रिड्यूस करते हैं। जो रेन वाटर है मैडम आजकल बड़ा इरेटिक हो गया है, रेन वाटर के को एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं, रन ऑफ को रिड्यूस करते हैं। और जो फ्लडिंग है शहरों में, पुराने टाइम में मैं देखता था कि इसीलिए पेड़ लगाते थे उसके अंदर, एक तो खुला कोई तालाब छोड़ दिया, पानी बह के तालाब में चला गया, वो रिचार्जिंग भी करता रहा और फ्लड भी नहीं आया। अब आप देखो गुड़गांव देखो तो वहां फ्लड आ रहा है, चेन्नई देखो तो वहां फ्लड आ रहा है, बेंगलोर देखो तो वहां फ्लड आ रहा है। बेसिकली हमने वहां पेड़ भी कम कर दिए और जो ड्रेनेज था उसको डिस्टर्ब कर दिया। और जो वाटर एब्जॉर्बिंग हमारा जो ये एरिया था जहां पानी रुकता था उसको हमने फिलअप करके डेवलपमेंट में ले आए। दैट इज द मेन रीजन कि सभी बड़े शहरों में फ्लड आ रहा है। एक और बढ़िया चीज मैं शेयर करूंगा कि ये हमारे जो ट्रीज है हमारे इमोशंस को, बिहेवियर को, थॉट को इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं। चंडीगढ़ में मुझे एक डॉक्टर साहब मिले, अभी 6 महीने पुरानी बात है। ही वॉज डिक्लेयर्ड डेड और उसको मॉर्चरी में क्लास 4 लेके जा रहा था कि भाई चलो छोड़ के आता हूँ। उसके हाथ में उसने फिंगर्स में मूवमेंट देखा और डॉक्टर को बताया कि ये बंदा तो जिंदा है। तो डॉक्टर दोबारा आईसीयू में ले गए एंड दैट पर्सन सर्वाइव्ड। ही इज ए साइकोलॉजिकल डॉक्टर, सेक्टर 35 चंडीगढ़। वो सर्वाइव कर गया। डॉक्टर ने कहा अभी सारी उम्र व्हील चेयर पे रहोगे। तो वो बंदा व्हील चेयर पे था जब सर्वाइव किया। वो एक काम करता था कि डेली 2-3 घंटे जाके पार्क में खड़ा होता था, बैठता था व्हील चेयर के साथ जाके। और वो बंदा अभी 6 महीने मुझे पहले मिला है, बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक है। ही वर्क्स एज ए कंसल्टेंट। तो नेचर में इतना इफेक्ट है। इवन पुराने टाइम में जब टीबी वगैरह होती थी तो कहते थे पहाड़ पे चले जाओ, वहां पे रिकवरी फास्ट होगी। जापान में फॉरेस्ट बाथिंग की बात करते हैं कि भाई पेड़ को पकड़ो आप तो आपकी हीलिंग होगी उसके अंदर। तो ये हमारी हीलिंग का भी काम करते हैं, हमारी फिजिकल हेल्थ को भी ठीक करते हैं, हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ को भी ठीक करते हैं। और सुंदरता तो ऐड करते ही करते हैं। जहां भी पेड़ आप शहर में लगाओगे, कहीं भी लगाओगे तो सुंदरता उस एरिया की बढ़ जाती है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। जो मैं बात कर रहा था, हमारे कंट्री में 9.4% एरिया जो है वो टीएफ के अंडर में है। टॉप 3 स्टेट जो है महाराष्ट्र, उड़ीसा एंड कर्नाटका। अगर आप टीएफ की बात करेंगे, मैंने टॉप 10 स्पीसीज ली है टीएफ की। आम 13% है। मेजॉरिटी आम तो ये बेसिकली हॉर्टिकल्चर का लगाया हुआ है, इसमें देसी आम भी है, लेकिन 13% एरिया में सबसे ज्यादा नंबर 1 स्पीसी है हमारे कंट्री की। लेकिन ये कमर्शियल एंगल से लगी है। जंगल में तो देसी आम जरूर मिलता है जो बायोडाइवर्सिटी को प्रेफर करता है, बट बेसिकली ये किसान ने लगाया है, हॉर्टिकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट ने इसको प्रमोट किया है। नीम इट इज वाइड स्प्रेड है और बड़ा हार्डी पेड़ है। बाकी तो मेडिसिनल प्लांट सुने होंगे, नीम इज द मेडिसिनल ट्री, सारे पार्ट इसके यूज होते हैं। दैट इज द ओनली मेडिसिनल ट्री व्हाट आई कॉल, अदर ऑल आर द मेडिसिनल प्लांट्स। महुआ, जो हम टीएफ की बात कर रहे थे, लाइवलीहुड की बात करते हैं, महुआ एक ऐसा पेड़ है जो कि गरीब आदमी यूज करता है और एडिबल है, सारे पार्ट इसके यूज करता है और इसकी वो दारू भी निकालता है, दारू भी पीता है इससे। कोकोनट भी ये हॉर्टिकल्चर स्पीसीज है जो कि हॉर्टिकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट ने प्रमोट करी है। तो महुआ, नीम हमारे कंट्री में 7% है। ये सारा वॉल्यूम बेस्ड कैलकुलेशन है और ये एफएसआई की रिपोर्ट है, 2023 में रिलीज हुई है, ये डेटा वहां से लिया गया है। तो आम 13% है, नीम 7% है, महुआ और कोकोनट 4% ईच, दोनों 4% है। इमली, कीकर एक पाम है, पामीरा पाम, ये भी बड़ा फूड एज ए फूड यूज होता है, एडिबल है, साउथ वगैरह में होता है। इन सब की कंसंट्रेशन 3% ईच है। इमली हमारा बहुत पुराना प्लांट है, हम लोग प्राइमरी स्कूल में पढ़ते थे और हमारा स्कूल जो था वो कचहरी के पास था, कोर्ट के पास, और जब कोर्ट में जाते थे अपने रेसेस के अंदर तो वहां पे नीम के पेड़, इसके इमली के पेड़ लगे हुए थे। और जो इसका कच्चा फ्रूट होता है जिसको कटारे बोलते हैं, काफी लोग जानते थे, वो कटारे नीचे गिरे पड़े होते थे और हम लोग वो कटारे खाते थे। पक जाता है तो इमली है, वो हमारा फूड में भी यूज होता है, हमारी दाल सब्जी में भी यूज होता है। कीकर एक, सॉरी इसको चेंज मत करो भाई, इसको प्लीज। कीकर बड़ा मल्टीफेरियस प्लांट है। ये गरीब आदमी का ये फॉडर का भी काम करता है। जो इसकी फलियां हैं वो बकरी खाती है, इसकी जितनी जो वुड है वो एग्रीकल्चर इंप्लीमेंट्स के काम आती है। ढाक इज आल्सो वेरी पॉपुलर ट्री, सारा इसका यूज होता है, साल का बहुत यूज होता है। पीपल हमारा रिलीजियस एंगल से हम लोग यूज करते हैं। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। ये हमारे बेसिकली ऑर्नामेंटल आप ट्रीज हैं। देखो अर्बन एरियाज में, आप नोएडा के अंदर है अमलतास, मैंने 3 प्रोमिनेंट ट्रीज लिए जो कि हमारे नॉर्दर्न इंडिया के हैं। अमलतास जब आता है फ्लावरिंग, जैसे तीनों पेड़ जो है ये फ्लावरिंग समर में करते हैं और पूरा फ्लश आउट करता है। जहां भी ये पेड़ लगा हुआ है पूरा भर जाता है, हमारे एरिया को सुंदर करता है, एयर पॉल्यूशन को कंट्रोल करता है ये। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। नेक्स्ट, शेडी ट्रीज। नीम का मैंने ऑलरेडी बता दिया, नीम मेडिसिन के लिए यूज होता है। पुराने टाइम में हमने खुद देखा हमारे घरों में, जब खटमल हमारी खाटों में हो जाते थे, गर्म पानी में इसकी पत्तियां डाल के उबालते थे और उस खाटों में इनको डालते थे खटमल को मारने के लिए। टूथब्रश का काम करता है, इंसेक्टिसाइड का काम करता है। पीपल के कई पार्ट जो है वो मेडिसिनल प्लांट का काम करते हैं। स्पेशली हमारे यहाँ इसकी पूजा की जाती है। और इकोलॉजिकल, ये जो फाइकस स्पीसीज है, ये जितनी स्पीसीज है ये सारी बर्ड्स पॉपुलेशन के लिए बहुत यूजफुल है। ये अगर नेस्ट बनाना है तो नेस्ट बनाना बहुत इजी है और फ्रूट जो है इसका बर्ड बड़ा खुश होकर खाता है, इसलिए फाइकस स्पीसीज में बर्ड पॉपुलेशन आपको मैक्सिमम मिलेगी। एक पापड़ी है जिसको पीछे प्रमोट किया गया बायोडीजल के लिए, तो ऑयल निकलता है इस पापड़ी से, साबुन बनाते हैं, फॉडर की इसकी जो लीव्स है फॉडर का काम करती है और टिम्बर के लिए यूज होता है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। आजकल बिकॉज ये मल्टी स्टोरी का जमाना आ गया है, तो मल्टी स्टोरी के अंदर आप देखिए कि मल्टी स्टोरी में सिंगल जो हम पहले जमीन पे पेड़ लगाते थे वो काम नहीं करेंगे। इनको काम करने के लिए तो आपको वर्टिकल गार्डन्स बनाने पड़ेंगे। ये सिंगापुर में बड़े कॉमन है। दूसरा मैडम, एक मैं और बात शेयर करना चाहूंगा। मैं 1990 में मैंने फरीदाबाद ज्वाइन किया, तो उस समय मेनका गांधी हमारी मंत्री होती थी, तो ग्रीन हरियाणा का प्रोग्राम चलाया और फरीदाबाद इंडस्ट्रियल पॉल्यूशन में नंबर 1 था एयर पॉल्यूशन के अंदर। तो बहुत उस समय मेहनत करके सारे डिपार्टमेंट को कोऑर्डिनेट किया और सबको प्लांट, जिसकी जो जमीन थी वहां उनको प्लांट सप्लाई किए गए, बच्चों को शामिल किया गया और पूरे एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने काम किया। तो ये एक मैं वर्टिकल गार्डन की बात कर रहा हूँ, जैसे कि आपका दिल्ली में है, नोएडा में बड़ी मल्टी स्टोरी, तो ये कंसेप्ट हमारे इंडिया में लाना पड़ेगा अगर हम ये मल्टी स्टोरी बिल्डिंग्स बना रहे हैं। नेक्स्ट प्लीज, नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट मैडम, चला नहीं है ये मैडम। रूरल एरियाज को मैंने किया है, जो मैंगो, मैंगो इज द नंबर 1 ट्री, मेडिसिन मैंगो एज ए मेडिसिन ट्री भी यूज होता है, फ्रूट ट्री तो है ही है, कमर्शियल क्रॉप है हॉर्टिकल्चर की। इसकी लकड़ी के हैंडीक्राफ्ट बनते हैं, टिम्बर इसकी बड़ी फेमस है। आजकल हैंडीक्राफ्ट के लिए लकड़ी की शॉर्टेज है मैंगो की, बिकॉज देसी आम तो खत्म होता जा रहा है धीरे धीरे और सारे ग्राफ्टेड आ रहे हैं। ग्राफ्टेड में वो क्वालिटी ऑफ वुड नहीं है, क्वांटिटी भी कम है और वो क्वालिटी भी नहीं है। कोकोनट आपको टॉप 10 के अंदर मिलेगा और पूरे साउथ इंडिया, वेस्ट इंडिया में इट इज क्वाइट कॉमन। फूड तो है ही है, कंस्ट्रक्शन में काम होता है, हैंडीक्राफ्ट बन रहा है इसका, बाउल्स बनाते हैं, बास्केट बनाते हैं, मैट्स बनाते हैं। तो लाइवलीहुड में ये पेड़ सारे के सारे यूजफुल है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज, नेक्स्ट। ये मैडम मल्टीपर्पज ट्रीज है, जिसका बेसिकली अगर आप देखेंगे वो जो मैंने पहले ट्रीज दिखाए वो हॉर्टिकल्चर ट्रीज है, वो कमर्शियल एंगल से ज्यादा किसान उनको लगा रहा है। ऑफकोर्स थोड़े नंबर में दूसरे लोग भी लगाते हैं, लेकिन ज्यादातर वो कमर्शियल एंगल से प्लांट हो रहा है। ये मल्टीपर्पज ट्रीज हैं जो कि हमारे वेस्ट लैंड में भी मिलेंगे या बड़े कम नंबर में हमारे जंगल में तो है ही है, जंगल से बाहर भी ये टीएफ के अंदर है। पहला महुआ है, महुआ मेडिसिन के काम आता है, एडिबल ट्री है, फूड के काम आता है, सारे पार्ट इसके यूज होते हैं। फॉडर भी इसका जो ये आपका लीव्स है, फॉडर यूज होती है, फ्यूल के लिए यूज होता है। और महुआ की जो दारू पीते हैं लोकल लोग, ताड़ी भी बनती है। दूसरा ये हमारे एरिया का है ढाक, जो लोग गुड़गांव वगैरह गए हैं, गुड़गांव, रेवाड़ी, अरावली की पहाड़ियों में ये ढाक इज वेरी कॉमन। ये भी ऑलराउंडर ट्री है, मेडिसिन है। पुराने टाइम में, होली के टाइम में इससे रंग बनाया करते थे, जो पानी के रंग थे वो जो हम टेसू के फूल बोलते हैं वो इसी पेड़ के थे। और एक आपने मुहावरा सुना होगा, ढाक के 3 पात। बेसिकली ये जो ढाक का जो पत्ती होती है वो 3 लीफलेट होती है उसके अंदर, तो वो मुहावरा ढाक के 3 पात इसी से बना हुआ है। तो डाई भी बनती है, सॉरी इसको हिलाए नहीं, ये खत्म ही हो रहा है। तो फॉडर के लिए भी इसको यूज करते हैं, टिम्बर भी यूज होती है, इसमें रेजिन गम निकलता है वो भी यूज होती है, रोप बनाने के काम आता है। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। जो ये टीओएफ है हमारी 90% वुड हमारे कंट्री की पैदा कर रहा है। अगर आप देखोगे जब से 88 की पॉलिसी बनी है, जंगल सिर्फ 2% वुड दे रहा है, 90% वुड टीओएफ से आ रही है मैडम। और वो टीओएफ की जो वुड है मेजोरिटी किसान पैदा कर रहा है, क्योंकि पैसा मिलता है इसलिए वो पैदा कर रहा है। जब तक उसको, जबकि कोई फेवरेबल ट्रीटमेंट नहीं है एग्रो फॉरेस्ट्री के लिए, जो फैसिलिटी एग्रीकल्चर क्रॉप्स को है वो ट्री क्रॉप्स को नहीं दी गई है। इसके बावजूद क्योंकि पैसा मिल रहा है इसलिए वो उगा रहा है। और 8% जो हमारी डिमांड है लकड़ी की वो इंपोर्ट से पूरी हो रही है, क्योंकि ज्यादा इनकम देता है इसलिए फार्मर इसको लगा रहा है। जो दूसरे हमारे टीओएफ है वो हमारी कंजम्पशन की, जिनकी मैंने पीछे पेड़ों में बात करी है, वो हमारी पर्सनल डिमांड, फैमिली की डिमांड पूरी करते हैं। और जो बच जाता है वो बेसिकली गरीब आदमी उसको मार्केट में बेच देता है और अपनी इनकम को दूसरे पर्पज के लिए यूज करता है। क्लाइमेट चेंज मिटिगेशन में टीएफ का बहुत बड़ा रोल है मैडम। हीट इंपैक्ट को कम करता है और रेन वाटर को रिचार्ज करता है। नेक्स्ट। थैंक यू वेरी मच मैडम। जस्ट
Thank you very much, sir, for such a thought-provoking address. It has really increased our appreciation for the silent role that the tree plays in the human life. And we are very grateful to you for sparing your valuable time for this session. Now I would request SP Singh, sir, to kindly summarize the whole session and to lead forward this discussion. Over to you, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Lalita. So let me summarize, and there are very important points has come up during this presentation, which I will highlight. Number one, Dr. R.K. Srivastav has started from policy. Yes, in our policy, it is said very much clear that we should plant a native species. We should avoid exotic species only because of two reasons. One is sustainable livelihood. The second is ecological significance and creating a corridors. If you are planting a native species outside the forest, our forest has already become a very much differentiated. Our wildlife are coming from out that if we can add the native forest species outside the forest, then you can develop a very good corridor, and that will help the wildlife to move from one place to another safely, and that will cause a lot of genetic diversity. So this is important. I just want to draw your attention towards this forest policy and the urban things. I think if you take the example of Noida, where I am stating, maybe in other part also, our municipality corporations are very much fond of bringing in exotic species, and that too at a very, very high cost. It means either they are not aware that we should that should be a policy that we should go a native species, and so now there is a question mark when we talking about one more Mahotsav. That time also we need to focus why they should try it a native species. Native species, there are many which can help in many ways if you apply the native species. I think a lot of words will come up. People will develop a kind of habit of going for bird watching and all that we are doing. So there is still a need of education. Education to the person who are doing a urban forestry or urban plantation, which is very, very important, which has not been think over. Next thing important now, today also Delhi is celebrating Vad Mahotsavs, and they are saying the free seedlings are available. Quite likely, I'm sure they must be providing all indigenous species, neem, people, or everything. But dear sir, the people who are staying in Delhi, they have no place to plant a neem or people or any other mango like this. They are more interested in shrubs. Can't the nurseries or forest department can go for certain indigenous species of shrubs? They are very good. A lot of species are there. You take chandani, you can take drum sticks, you can take amla, so many things. So that is also one of the reason that the urban population feel discouraged to take free sampling from the forest department. So we have to look into. So they go to the private nursery, they pay for one plant 300 rupees. I think very few people will try to purchase that. So this is also one of the issues we should think over. We should think that forest nursery is not means only for trees, but it is also for shrubs. They are very good. Tegoma is very nice plant is available. There are many plants are available which can create a bohenia. There are dwarf bohenia is coming. Wonderful flowers are coming. So the forestry or forest department which are in the urban area, they should encourage the shrub plantation so that the urban people are. Today I'm going to take around 400-500 sapling from the forest department Noida, and I'm putting over here for free distribution. I'm getting a lot of WhatsApp. Can I get a sapling? But now I have to think that there's a more demand by the people so that they can plant in even their pots, no problem. Even if aloe vera is available, give the aloe vera that is to be available. There are a lot of medicinal plants. Adhodata. People are interested, but people should be educated, and there should be facilities from the forest department. I think all our senior colleagues agree on this. Let me come on the Dr. Gopa Pandeji. She has given lots of things, talk about the community ecosystem services. The sheet focus on the palm, in fact. Do you think that we are serving any purpose or doing a tall plantation of exotic palms on the expressway highways? 90% they are dying. If we have to do the plantation of palm, that we should try for the native species. And why now everywhere we are having a problem of climate change, global warming? Is it possible that the exotic species are coming and they will survive better? In my opinion, not. Which species can survive? Like Conocarpus, which I have talked. It is a mangrove species. It is going to become a great danger if you put in open areas. Sometimes it may become invasive like other species of lantana or something. So we have to think it over. Now, another important point, landscape in our planning. The architects are not aware or possibly are not interested to make any column for the native species. You will find 90% they are doing exotic species, bringing the species which can be only ornamental, but at the cost of they are replacing indigenous species. I think they should also be encouraged and motivated that you should include there are a lot of good species of native species which should be planted over there. Because these, if you use a native species in your garden, I think you will increase a lot of microfauna. You now, how much you can see the dragonfly? Dragonfly is an important species of entomology, and that is not able to see. People, our kids are not able to know कि ये ड्रैगन फ्लाई क्या होती है. हम लोगों ने बचपन में खूब उसको देखा हुआ है. Because kind of flowers, kind of native species we are not planting, and we are putting exotic species which is not the insects which we want, butterfly or moth or dragonfly and others cannot survive on that exotic species. So that is also into look into that. We are talking about smart city. Gopal Pandey ji said, and smart city means palm. Really, we have to think on this direction. Again, Madam has talked about that utility of NTFP, tribal lands, tribal people. So until unless the forest department will not take care of the species which is required by the people and able to convince them, only then people will come motivate to plant. So this is very, very important. Now I can give very good example. We are making hairs of ficus and all that. Can't we do for the Karonda? Karonda is such a good species. There also you can get fruits. Because that Karonda plants are not available. And we are bringing about the Ficus manjamina, which is a tree, and which may not be suitable to other places. Again, the set of the bamboo. Yes, bamboos are available, but if you just go to forest nursery, I think you will not get sufficient kind of bamboo species available to there. So these are the point that, again, now I'm coming to Dr. R.K. Sabra, who has very much covered about the agroforestry in Haryana. I totally agree that when you are talking a commercial plant, we require a popular, we require a eucalyptus. That's a different story. And there we should not talk about the native, because there is a commercialization are involved. Possibly native species may not able to so fast growing likewise, but that also be done very judiciously. Now, we talk about the nature healing, you have talked about the hills, you talk about mental health. Yes, this is absolutely correct. If you are putting in a species in garden which is creating this allergy, there सतपुतिया को आप लगा दीजिए वहां पे, आप जाएंगे, आप उसके साथ आएंगे लौट करके. So we have to see when we are potting a garden, see that what kind of species we should be plant. बहुत सारे pollen energy होती है that you have to avoid many kind of species which we are not. क्योंकि वो सबसे आसानी से हो जाता है. सतपुती का टेट तो लोग आपको हर जगह वही आपको मिलेगा. The ficus is really a very good plant. Samal is also very good plant. अगर ये नहीं है तो birds will not climb. Now you have talked about the vertical garden. We are see how many we have everywhere we have a 50 stories or 40 stories. In Noida, I am talking Delhi about talking. Is there any vertical garden is existing over there? They have created certain garden only this metro side, all that, but how they are performing, because the species are not there, techniques are not there. So my point is that the forest department should try to create the sapling which people willing to take it. The second thing, there should be a awareness for the policies and the role of native plants to be done. Only then we may able to convince the people that they should plant only native. Otherwise, everybody goes in the private nursery and they become very much attracted by seeing a kind of plant and they bring that. They are not aware that why a native species are important. So we are talking about the TOF. That means that now people are migrating to urban areas. So migration point also come. So that so people, there are more problem in urban areas rather than villages. That is to be done. In very short, that still people are not aware the role of native species in plantation, and therefore there's a need to educate to different colleges, the school, the students that why should we plant a native, and when they become aware of this, they certainly they will go for native species. And moreover, the forestry department, when doing a Burma Mahotsav, they should not only concentrate the trees, shrubs are also very important, which can be taken by the people. People can grow them their own small houses. Even they can be done in the as an indoor plant as well. So this is my point. If any our resource person, Dr. Gopa Pandey, Srivastava, Subra want to interact on this, my views, they are most welcome, please. Thank you very much to Dr.
Sir, I
Lalita.
would like to say something. We have been treating the tree plantation as a very isolated activity. But in my opinion, we should go in for the integration of the multidisciplinary, the agriculture, the horticulture, the bees, duck and the poultry cultivation. All these things can go together. There is a one Japanese scientist, his name is A. Fukuoka. He has written a very lovely book. This is called The One Straw Revolution. It is available on Amazon. It's a very nice book. I will advise everybody to read it. So basically, he is dead against using any chemical fertilizers, using any pesticides. He is even against using doing this tilling of land. ना? जैसे खेत जोतना जो है हमारे यहाँ, that is the condition. That is the first condition, that you till the land and after that you start the agriculture. He has said tilling the land is totally useless. We do tilling of land only to curb the growth of the weeds, so that whatever the inputs are there, they go directly to the crop. And he has suggested many methods. You can cut it and you can avoid the tilling of land. And he says, and that is true also, that when you till the land, all your topsoil, it gets washed off. There is a huge soil erosion and all the humus in the soil will be lost completely. There is some criticism of this, his other things also, that whatever his methods, and he's using the biological control for control of the pests and the weeds, etc. And the only criticism which looks valid to me is that his farming is applicable only in the very small plots. If you go for the very large plots, maybe then I think it may be a bit difficult to implement. But since in India, most of our farms are very small, I think we should go in for this, and we should look at the tree plantation as a part of the whole ecosystem as a whole. It is not a natural ecosystem; it is created artificially. But even that is also very useful. Will be serving it, and he has shown that his farms are giving very high output, as good as any commercial agricultural activities. So that was one thing I just wanted to share with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. R.K. Srivastava. Madam Gopa, may kindly make up some comments, final comments, whatever I summarize on this.
I think it was a wonderful afternoon to really hear from all of us, especially Mr. Sapra, who has a first-hand experience of implementation of native species plantation on the ground and in agroforestry sector. But I think since you had underlined urban spaces, so I concentrated only on that. Urban spaces, which are very important to be taken care of right now. And we should extend our knowledge of planting native species. Like Dr. Sapra has underlined, especially those species which have very good values like mahua or ficus or other species he has underlined. But I think there is one reservation. Whenever we go to a nursery, instead of asking neem, jamun, we feel we will be rated very high and exotic if we can pronounce those species which have low value and occupy spaces in urban areas, like farms which really don't yield anything worthwhile. And no matter, livelihood is distantly connected to farm products. So we need to reinforce this, and maybe you can suggest the MOEFCC to go to this kind of policy of urban plantations. MIT can advise them. Thank you very much, and it was very good idea to hold this discussion. And I thank Dr. SP Singh very much for taking this initiative of celebrating Van Mahotsav at a large scale in MIT. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Now I request Sabra साहब, what मैंने जो भी कमेंट्स किया जनरल आपके विचार में
सिंह साहब, तो उसमें मैं दो बात ही कहना चाहूंगा उसके अंदर। एक तो जो आपने एलर्जी वाली बात कही है, चंडीगढ़ में हिंदुस्तान की सारी प्रजाति रंधावा साहब ने लगा दी, और यहाँ के लोगों को इतनी एलर्जी है बिकॉज पोलन्स की, तो जो नेटिव जिसकी आप बात कर रहे हो, नेटिव स्पीसीज के लिए ही लोकल पॉपुलेशन यूज टू होती है, इसलिए चंडीगढ़ की बहुत सारी पॉपुलेशन एलर्जी से अफेक्टेड है। और ऐसे बहुत से लोग पाए गए जिन्होंने जब चंडीगढ़ छोड़ा तो उनकी एलर्जी ठीक हो गई। तो इट इज 100% करेक्ट कि व्हेन यू आर प्लांटिंग ए स्पीसीज, उस लोकल एरिया की ही स्पीसी ही लगानी चाहिए। जहां तक पाम का लगाने का है, हमारे यहाँ भी एक वो हाईवे बना है, उसमें लगाया है, मोर्टेलिटी ज्यादा है। ये अर्बन लोकल बॉडीज के लोग हैं, ये फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट प्लांट नहीं कर रहा है। अर्बन लोकल बॉडीज के बड़े बड़े वो पेड़ परचेज कर लेते हैं। एक तो उनको लगता है कि ये जल्दी इनका शो पीस जल्दी बन जाएगा, चाहे वो उस एरिया को सूट करे नहीं करे, ना तो सुटेबिलिटी देखते हैं, और सर्वाइवल भी पुअर है, ना ही वो मैचिंग है, तो रिजल्ट्स आर वेरी पुअर। और तीसरा जो आपने बात कही कि शहर में तो जो करना चाहिए कि श्रब्स को, हर्ब को, वो हम लोगों ने किया वहां फरीदाबाद के अंदर। हमने सिर्फ ट्री के ऊपर फोकस नहीं किया, जो सस्ती स्पीसीज थी उसको हमने बोगनवेलिया का प्लांट दिया, हमने कनेर का प्लांट दिया, हमने चांदनी का प्लांट दिया। मतलब जो कटिंग से, बिकॉज हमारी लिमिटेशन पैसे की होती है कि भी हमें तो फिक्स पैसा मिलना है पर प्लांट, चाहे ऑर्नामेंटल उगाओ चाहे कीकर उगाओ। तो जो पॉसिबल था उस मनी के अंदर वो हमने फरीदाबाद में किया। और ये 90 में तो ग्रीन हरियाणा मेनका गांधी जी ने चलाया, 94 में जो डीसी था, डीसी ने खुद लिया, और मेरे ख्याल जितना काम उस डीसी थे मिस्टर राम निवास 85 बैच के, सारे गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट को इन्वॉल्व किया, पब्लिक को इन्वॉल्व किया, और बच्चों को इन्वॉल्व किया। आप ये देखो कि बच्चों के सारे कंपटीशन, रंगोली हुई, फैंसी ड्रेस हुई, साइकिल रैली हुई, ट्री मार्च हुआ, सुंदरलाल बहुगुणा जी आए, कपिल देव क्रिकेटर आया, कोई भी वीआईपी, सीएम साहब आए, गवर्नर साहब आए। मतलब 2 साल तक इतना इट वाज लाइक ए फेस्टिवल कि 3 महीने जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर के वो पूरा फेस्टिवल था वहां पर। मतलब मैंने ऐसा ना तो कभी पढ़ा है ना कभी सुना है जितना कि उस डिप्टी कमिश्नर के इनिशिएटिव पे हुआ। और बच्चों को शामिल करना बहुत जरूरी है, बिकॉज दे आर द फ्यूचर सिटीजन्स। बच्चों को अगर एजुकेट करेंगे तो वो आज भी एजुकेट होंगे। और कुछ भी लगाओ यार, मैं तो कभी इवन ए ब्लेड ऑफ ग्रास दैट हेल्प इन कंट्रोलिंग द पोल्यूशन, व्हाट टू टॉक ऑफ एनी स्पीसीज के अंदर। आपके यहाँ बड़े शहर में जगह कम है तो आप तुलसी का पौधा अपने गमले में लगा लो, आप इसके अंदर तुलसी का पौधा लगाने में क्या जाता है। तो ये आपने अच्छा प्रयास किया है। Thank you very much for inviting me and sharing my views.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Let me tell you that Amity University, I think you have also came to many in many my workshop and all that. Amity University making if any program, they the first and foremost, at least they are providing a tulsi seedling to all resource person or to the students. और
अच्छा, मैं आपको इंटरवीन करूंगा 1 मिनट के लिए सर
जी।
देखो, मैं एक इतनी बात कहूंगा, पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करूंगा। मैं अंबाला कैंपस में 15 साल रहा, 10 साल कंजर्वेटर और 5 साल डीएफओ और अंडर ट्रेनिंग। मैं अभी वहां एक मंदिर था, मंदिर में गया तो स्टाफ कहने लगा, कहते सर आप इतने टाइम रहे हो, एक पेड़ लगा के जाओ। मैंने वो पेड़ लगाया और अगले साल मैं गया तो वो पेड़ था नहीं वहां पे,
यस,
जबकि उन्होंने इतना प्यार से लगाया। तो भाई ये मैं बच्चों से ये रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि भाई फोटो खिंचवाने के लिए पेड़ ना लगाएं, अगर नहीं बचा सकते तो ना लगाएं।
वेरी
बचा
इंपॉर्टेंट।
सकते हैं, सेल्फी डालनी है तो बिल्कुल लगाएं, लेकिन पेड़ को बचाने की जिम्मेदारी लें, अदरवाइज लगाने का कोई एडवांटेज नहीं। मैं तो कह रहा हूँ, मेरा खुद पेड़ जिस कैंपस में मैं रहा, प्रोफेशनल स्टाफ ने लगवाया, अपनी मर्जी से लगाया, मैंने नहीं कहा था। वो 1 साल के बाद मुझे जिंदा नहीं मिला। दैट जस्ट आई वांट टू शेयर।
एब्सोल्युटली एग्री। हम लोग फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट में कहते हैं पेड़ लगाना अलग चीज है, एस्टेब्लिशमेंट इज समथिंग डिफरेंट। जब तक प्लांट एस्टेब्लिश ना हो तब तक वो ऑब्जेक्टिव पूरा नहीं होता। आई थिंक सर गुड सजेशन हैज कम अप। देयर इज अ लॉन्ग
Sir, I would also like to intervene, make one point.
यस,
When you have mentioned about the shrubs, shrubs, of course, they are very good. They have a lot of role to play in the photosynthesis, in the soil conservation, maybe in the grasses also. But when it comes to the climate change, we have to, they recommend to plantation of the long rotation trees, because whatever the carbon is sequestered, it should remain with the tree only. If it has got a very short rotation and if it is annual, then it has got no ecological value as far as the carbon sequestration is concerned. Because that way, if we go even agricultural fields, they should also be considered as some contributing to the carbon sequestration. But there is no use, because you are whatever you are planting, you are harvesting it the same year, sometimes within few months. So it has got practically no contribution. In fact, agriculture is one of the, and even the dairy also, they are the two sectors which are contributing heavily to the emission of the carbon. So that was the one point I wanted to make clear. And when it comes to carbon sequestration, then we should go in for the large rotation trees, so that it become a storehouse. Thank you.
totally agree with Dr. Srivastava with your views. But my point that putting a shrub the place where no space for trees, that is the
नहीं
point.
वो ठीक है, that's okay. मतलब only in the when as far as the carbon sequestration is concerned, it has no value. Otherwise,
Yeah.
so all other ecological functions it is working. It's doing
But this
fine.
play very important thing against the pollution. When you make multi-layer trees are total, and if you
That is
are
right.
there,
That is
then
right.
the all pollution of coming of the gas can be controlled. So shrub play very important
That is
role
true. Yeah.
there. So I think wonderful suggestions. The only thing my point is that there is a need by the forest department to educate the other department what to plant, where to plant. That is also very, very important. Somebody has to take, otherwise municipality corporation will keep on doing like this. And I just want to tell that this house that R.K. Srivastava doing a daily cycling, 10 to 20 kilometers daily, and his job to bird watching, and he's identifying the birds, he's playing in our WhatsApp, and he just educated all of us here कि ये चिड़िया ये है, इस प्लांट पे हो रही है, ये हो रही है। तो यू मस्ट बी योरसेल्फ थिंकिंग कि भाई बर्ड वाचिंग जैसे आप कर रहे हैं, आप वो बच्चों को भी पढ़ाएंगे, ये भी देखेंगे भाई किस प्लांट पे ज्यादा आ रहे हैं, वो
Thank you, sir.
plants हैं
Thank you.
क्या। सो नाउ ही हैज, हम डेली इनका खोलते हैं और हम दो चिड़ियों के नाम मैं पर्सनली सीखता हूँ उससे। So great contribution for Srivastava, that how he's educating all of us. So
Thank you, sir.
very
Thank
much
you.
from my side. Now over to Dr. Lalita.
Thank you, Singh sir, for summarizing the whole session and initiating such an active participatory discussion. And I would like to thank all our eminent speakers for participating in this panel discussion. Thank you very much, everybody. At the onset, on behalf of the entire fraternity of NRES domain and Amity School of Natural Resources and Sustainable Development, I would like to propose a formal vote of thanks. I would like to express my humble and wholehearted gratitude to all those who have supported for the successful execution of this particular talk series. And I'm very much much grateful to all our eminent speakers who spared their valuable time and shared their experiences and wisdom with our audience. I would like to express my gratitude and heartfelt thanks to our speakers, Mr. R.K. Srivastav, sir, former Principal Conservator of Forest, Manipur, Dr. Gopa Pandey, ma'am, former Principal Conservator of Forest, Madhya Pradesh, and Dr. R.K. Saprasar, former Principal Conservator of Forest, Haryana, for sharing his profound insights on the topic and expertise with us. Your views and insights on the topic were truly enlightening and thought-provoking. Your valuable insights have added great depth and strength. And the whole session has reflected that trees are not only a part of environment, they are the sacred companions of every individual in the journey in the planet. And native species play a very important role in the backbone of the local environment, and it needs to be incorporated in most of the afforestation programs and plantation programs. Policy initiatives needs to be undertaken in order to introduce them. I'm very much grateful to all our eminent speakers for highlighting on this important aspect. I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor Chandradeep Tandon, sir, Additional Pro VC Chancellor, Dean, Faculty of Bioscience and Biotechnology, for his motivation and constant guidance. He could not join this session because he had some important urgent meeting. So I would like to thank him also for his support. I would like to thank the torchbearer of this event, respected Director, sir, Head NRES Domain, Professor S.P. Singh, sir, for leading and inspiring us in execution of this particular talk series. My sincere thanks to Wing Commander M.K. Sharma, sir, Additional Director, Events Coordination, and his team for the support provided for organizing the event. My sincere thanks to Dr. Randeep, sir, Assistant Director, AIFW, Dr. Renu Dupa, ma'am, Assistant Director, AIES, Dr. Shalini Sharma, Assistant Director, ASD, faculty coordinators of various activities, and all the faculty members of NRES domain for their support and involvement. I would also like to thank all the students, faculty members who have joined this session. Thank you all for your kind attention and valuable time. I sincerely appreciate your presence and engagement. Above and beyond, I especially thank the IT team of Amity for their constant support. In continuation with the events, we have organized another talk series on 7th July. The talk series would be on green smart cities, plantation strategies for urban heat mitigation. And we have also some very important speakers. I would request all the participants to kindly join that talk series also. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining the session. We are signing off here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.